Okay, here we go again with part 4 of our exploration of script analysis for actors. On the docket for today is scoring your character's expectations and discoveries. Hi, the Inspired Actor here. If you're new to this channel, we are dedicated to helping actors become better artists by offering these quick, roughly 10-minute acting lessons. We try to post these at least every week or so if you want to see more videos like these, go ahead and subscribe so you'll be notified as soon as they come out. Also, take a moment before you forget and hit that like button, as it really helps me out. And if you know people who might like these videos, please don't hesitate to share them on your social media outlet of choice. Acting is a whole series of discoveries. MichaelChekhov. No matter how many times you have performed the same scene before, whether it is one time or 1,000 times, the challenge for you, the actor, is to maintain that fresh quality to the scene so that it lives as an urgent and exciting piece of art. This may seem like common sense to many of you, but I have spoken with actors who feel that they can't express the kind of freshness required or make exciting moment-to-moment discoveries if they prepare a scene ahead of time. My answer to that is to suggest that they learn how or rethink their career choice. A great deal of an actor's job is to make something appear spontaneous, no matter how many times they've performed a scene. Film actors may have to redo the same take over and over and over again. Film actors may have to redo the same take over and over and over again. Film actors may have to redo the same take over and over and over again, and without the ability to reset from zero, the actor may find themselves simply unemployable. The same goes for a play for the stage, which, if you're lucky, will run for a very, very long time. How do you maintain that fresh and spontaneous performance? Well, ironically, you do this by beginning to note the discoveries your character is making in your script well ahead of and during rehearsals and even well into performances. So what makes a discovery? Well, before and during every rehearsal or performance, the actor must ask themselves, what is new? What is new about the other character or characters in the scene with you? What is new about your own character? What is new about an unseen character or an offstage character? What is new about the situation or event that is happening right now? What is new about your understanding of the situation as it existed 10 years ago and how that affects you right now? The more discoveries you can make in a scene, the more the scene will take on an excitement and urgency for your character, and the more interesting and engaging the scene will be. It is important to remember, however, that actors work in the medium of emotion. So these discoveries cannot be simple intellectual discoveries. They must be emotional discoveries. Discoveries that affect the emotional life of the character. Intellectual discoveries are not very interesting or important.
We are out of juice.
Emotional discoveries are events that happen in your character's life.
What the heck? Who drank all the juice?
It's also important that you understand that discoveries are rarely explicitly written in the script. Much of it is written in the subtext of the scene. A discovery might be a subtle or not so subtle change in another character's behavior towards you. It may be a quiet revelation about something that happened a long time ago that you are only just now understanding. It may be a burst of confidence or emotion that your character is feeling in that moment that surprises them, scares them, excites them, and so on. Since they are intangible and not definitive, you get to make most of those choices as the actor. Something that may help you find those discoveries is asking the question, what do I expect will happen at the beginning of the scene, beat, or unit? Once you have answered that question, you may notice how the expectation diverges from how things actually go down, and a discovery may easily pop out at you that you may not have found otherwise. Now let's work through our scene from Much Ado About Nothing. I hope by showing myself working through this scene, you might get some idea of how scoring might work for you. If you are confused over some of the concepts, I'll put a link to my previous videos in the series in the notes. So this is the script, the kill Claudio scene from Much Ado About Nothing between Benedict and Beatrice. I have cut this down into 6 separate units, but you don't have to cut it down to 6 separate units if you don't want to. You can cut it down to 3. 3 is the minimum I recommend to cut down anything. So you really want to cut things down to 3 separate units. I cut it to 6 because I am me, and that's how I do things. At the top here, you can see I did overall objective, and my overall objective for this entire scene is to draw Beatrice into a relationship with me, to draw her into a relationship with me. Let's read through the scene a little bit. For me, this was only 4 lines. That's really short for a unit. That's why I do recommend maybe if you're just starting out with this that you do 3 units rather than my 6. But, you know, what can I say? Benedict, Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while? Beatrice, yea, and I will weep a while longer. Benedict, I will not desire that. Beatrice, you have no reason. I do it freely. End of unit for me. Then to continue. Benedict, surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged. Beatrice, ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her? Benedict, is there any way to show such friendship? Beatrice, a very even way, but no such friend. Benedict, may a man do it? Beatrice, it's a man's office, but not yours. And this is the end of the beginning. So this is the end of this unit here. And this is the entirety of the beginning of this scene for me. You might come up with something different. And remember, it's always up to your own creative individuality. There is no right way to do this. It's up to you. But for me, I felt like at the end of Beatrice, it's a man's office, but not yours. That's the end of the beginning of the scene. Moving on. Benedict. I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange? Beatrice, as strange is the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not, and yet I lie not, I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing, I am sorry for my cousin. Benedict, by my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me. Beatrice, do not swear, and eat it. Benedict, I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you. Beatrice, will you not eat your word? Benedict, with no sauce that can be devised to it, I protest I love thee. Beatrice, why then, God forgive me. Benedict, what offense, sweet Beatrice? Beatrice, you have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you. Benedict, and do it with all thy heart. Beatrice, I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest. Benedict, come bid me do anything for thee. So this is the middle of the scene. No matter how you cut it, this is the middle. This declaration of love is the middle of the scene. That unit begins with Benedict, I do love nothing in the world so well as you, and ends with come bid me do anything for thee. Beginning of the next unit. Beatrice, kill Claudio. Benedict, ha, for not for the wide world. Beatrice, you kill me to deny it. Farewell. Benedict, tarry, sweet Beatrice. Beatrice, I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you let me go. Benedict, Beatrice, in faith I will go. Benedict, we'll be friends first. Beatrice, you dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy. I ended another unit right here. It's still the end though. Continuing. Benedict, is Claudio thine enemy? Beatrice, is he not approved in the height of villain, that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man, what bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace. Benedict, hear me, Beatrice. Beatrice, talk with a man out a window, a proper saying. Benedict, nay, but Beatrice, sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone. Benedict, be it, Beatrice, princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly count confect, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake. Oh, that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving. Benedict, tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand I love thee. Beatrice, use it for my love some other way than swearing by it. Again, I ended another unit here, but you don't have to. This is still all the end. Benedict, think you in your soul the Count Claudio hath wronged hero. Beatrice, yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul. Benedict, enough, I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell. End of this unit. And again, this unit only has 3 lines, which is, again, pretty short for a unit. So for me, it makes more sense for me to put a line there and separate that out, but it might make more sense for you just to keep the last 3 units that I marked as one complete unit. So that's the beginning, the middle, and the end. All right, let's go back to the beginning. What are my expectations walking into the scene if I'm playing Benedict? I expect Beatrice will be recovered by now. What has happened is Claudio has made this huge scene on the wedding. Beatrice is basically the matron of honor or the maid of honor and has totally slandered Hero in front of everybody, called her harlot, a whore, and Beatrice is just brokenhearted over this. She's just so upset. But Benedict clearly expects her to be recovered. Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while? Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I take it back. It's not so clear. It's up to the actor, but I think he might expect her to be recovered a little bit. But the discovery is Beatrice is weeping still. So I have expectation and I have the discovery here. I called this beat kindnesses. The objective here is to soothe Beatrice. For MichaelChekhov people, my archetypal gesture throughout this is to embrace. Do I win or lose? I will not desire that you have no reason to do it freely. If his objective is to soothe her, he did not succeed, so he loses. Benedict, surely I do believe your fair cousin is wrong. The expectation, Beatrice will leave it to me to decide what is best. I'm a man, right? And I live in Shakespeare's manly world, so that's my expectation. My discovery is Beatrice shows some gentility towards me. So, I think that the expectation here might be a little bit not connected to the discovery. So I'm going to erase this. The discovery is that she says she doesn't want my help. I call beat 2 a soldier's courage. The objective is to get Beatrice to see my worthiness, which for MichaelChekhov people, I think it's an archetypal gesture of dominate, maybe. A loving dominate, like I'll fix things. You go over there and I'll fix things. And she doesn't have any of it. She doesn't want anything to do with it. So do I win or lose at the end of this unit? I lose. And that's the end of the beginning. Moving on, the expectation here is Beatrice will deny that she loves me. And my discovery is Beatrice reveals that she loves me. Okay, so expectation is one thing. My discovery is, again, wow, that's great. Beat 3, love's revelation is what I'm calling this. Objective to make Beatrice see that we are lovers. And for MichaelChekhov people, again, the archetypal gesture might be a ripped hair, like you're opening a curtain, like make her see that she loves me. And do I win or lose? I win. This is really good news. She reveals that she loves me. Although I do discover not only that she loves me, but that she is deeply in love with me. It isn't just a little bit of love, it's a lot of love that she has for me. Moving on to the next unit, I called this beat a big ask, kill Claudio. I think that's an appropriate title for that. The objective is to urge Beatrice to change her mind. The archetypal gesture is to push her onward. Do I win or lose? I lose. Why? The expectation is Beatrice will be logical and pragmatic about this, as she usually is. The discovery is Beatrice is uncompromising. She wants vengeance. Moving on to the 5th beat in this scene. I call this the path of justice. The objective is to still Beatrice's frenzy. The AG is to embrace, like gather her up. Do I win or lose? I lose big time. So the expectation is that Beatrice will listen to reason, and the discovery is that Beatrice is utterly distraught. Beat 6, a solemn pledge. objective, to cement my romantic bond with Beatrice. The AG is to pull her into me. Do I win or lose? I win. The expectation, Beatrice will not be sure whether hero is innocent. Discovery, Beatrice's certitude in her cousin's innocence. Think you in your soul that Claudio hath wronged hero, yea, as sure as I have a thought or soul. Enough, I am engaged, I will challenge him, I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you by this hand, Claudio. So again, he's resolved, he's determined. How does he change from the beginning to the end? At the end, he is a resolved, determined warrior out to avenge his cousins now, because he has bonded now with Beatrice, disgrace. He's out to avenge his disgrace, her disgrace. So where must I be at the beginning of this? And that is perhaps an unsure lover. So at the beginning, he's unsure lover. At the end, he is determined warrior. That's as strong of a polarity as I can do for the scene. And I think that would make a really powerful transformation throughout the scene. And that is how one might score a scene outside of rehearsals. As you can see, this is the time to make mistakes. Once in rehearsal, you may find that your choices were wrong or not as right as they could be. Or your scene partners or director offers you a more exciting path to follow. That's awesome. Follow that path and change everything if you want. But speaking for myself as a director, I would much rather have an actor come in with a strong choice that they were willing to change than come in having made no choices at all. Acting is an ensemble art. Members of your ensemble, the director, other actors, the designers, can inspire you to change your performance. And your performance can inspire other members of the ensemble to change their choices. So don't be afraid of making bold choices ahead of time, as long as you're willing to change them during rehearsals. And that's all the time we have for this week. Next time, we'll continue our exploration into scoring with another question or two to explore. So if you want to be the first to be notified when that video comes out, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. See you later, colleagues.
What the heck? Who drank all the juice? We're out of juice! There is no juice left.